Good morning, friends, followers and channel members. Welcome back to Bristol, where we arrived last night. Not in real time, of course, for those of you that may have been watching the stream. I tend not to fly at night on VATSIM at the moment until we've got some issues fixed. But here we are, back in Bristol. What a lovely sunny morning. And we're now headed down to Palma De Mallorca for a little bit of winter sun. Weather en route looks really nice. I'm actually quite looking forward to this flight. We have just got, we should more or less just have nice clear skies the entire way down, so should have some great views. You can pop us on in the background if you're working today or whatever you're doing. Leave us on in the background as we take you down to Palma, and we're on VATSIM as well. Sadly, I don't think we actually have any air traffic control, but never mind. It is quite early, of course. Here in the UK, it's just gone 9:30 in the morning, so no ATC controls for VATSIM are up just yet. Never mind. Anyway, good morning to everyone in the chat. Hello, Aaron Flood on Facebook. Thanks for coming in. And William Blenton, good to see you as well. Up bright and early. RLCJ Gaming, it has been a while. Good morning. Hope you're well. And good to see Mr. Argus as well. Right, well, we need to get set up as we have quite a bit to do. The engine is in the aircraft is in a cold and dark state, as it is the first flight of the day for the aircraft. This is also a real world flight as well. I think this actually departed at 0500 hours normal time. 0500 hours Zulu time, 0600 hours local time here in Bristol. Simon Smith, good morning, sir. Good to see you. William, you did a flight last night from Denver to somewhere. Sorry, William, it's American, I have no idea. It was total mayhem. The control did a good job though. Wow, but there was some holds needed to be performed. Dark Fury, good morning. You thought you'd pop in as on the way to work. Good stuff. Right, so let's get on board, shall we? MG29, thanks so much for the follow on Twitch. Right, let's go ahead and did that GPU get connected? Oh yeah, there he is. I can see the hazard warning light. Let me, actually, just before I go any further, one thing I need to do, I keep forgetting, we have to do this now in the experimental version, and I think the dev version as well, with the new payloads. We need to empty our aircraft, otherwise the weights don't match up. There we go. So that's now all done. Let's get the batteries on and connect that external power. Martin Gunn, thank you so much, Martin. Welcome to the First Officers Club. Really kind of you to support the channel like this. Really glad that you're on board, and do appreciate that, Martin, as well. Make sure that you're on our Discord server if you're not already, and make sure that you get in touch. But thank you very much, Martin, really do appreciate that. So we're just doing the flows to begin with. We'll leave the seatbelt signs off for now as we want to do some refueling. Let's just test the APU. And engine 1 and engine 2. Okay, so before we can start boarding, of course, we need the APU running thanks to COVID. So we'll give that 1, 2, 3 and get that set up. Let's get the flight pad turned on over here as well. So if you guys have downloaded the operational flight plan, which is pinned to the chat in YouTube at the moment, then and had a quick scout through, you'll have seen how great the weather is today. So the planned block fuel is about 7.1 tons, just for a little bit of contingency, any hold traffic, anything like that. I'm just going to add an extra half a ton to that, so we're going to load 7.6 tons of fuel, which is about 0.7 tons extra when you add that to the contingency. So let's go ahead and use our flight pad to get refueling underway. just pull in the information as well from Debrief, if that's going to work. Sometimes you have to click that a couple of times. There it is. And we've also got our current QNH there as well, 1020. A little bit blustery here in Bristol, but look at that. Beautiful in Mallorca. So let's go to our fuel page and we'll load in 7.6 tons. Set that to real time. Refueling is underway. Is that APU up and running just yet? It is, so we'll just give that a minute or so. Let's continue with our cockpit prep, shall we? So that QNH 1020, the anti-skid is on. Let's come down and set the center console. Now hang on a minute, let's turn this off because I bet you're trying to control my radio communications. Yeah, you are. Have issues with that, don't we? So we need to be on Unicom. Hang on, let's just go the right way. 122.8. We'll switch over to Unicom in a little while when I'm getting ready to push. VHF2 is on the guard frequency. Flight deck door is open. Switching panel is fine. Thrust levers are idle. Spoilers are retracted. Engine masters, engine mode, all where they should be. Parking brake is on. And let's just... transponder should be on standby, and that should be set to on. Let's also just change the squawk to 2000. There we go. Up onto the glare shield then. Let's just turn up a little bit of brightness. And then we'll set 6,000 feet, which is our initial climb altitude for today. We'll also set the QNH on here, 1020. Pop the constraints on as well, even though we've not got that loaded just yet. Flight directors 1 and 2 are on. Let's do the instrument panels. So primary flight display, navigation display. We can see the sunshine, that early morning sun here in the UK shining through. Get those EFIS on as well. APU is available, so we'll get the bleed air running as well. Before we do that, actually, the pack should be off to begin with, so let's turn that bleed air on and just reset the chrono, so we give that another minute. There we go. Refueling page is currently open, and IRS alignment in around 6 minutes. So let's go ahead and get the information from Debrief, then we can get our flight plan all loaded in. 1 hour 53 our flight time today. I need to be out of here by 11:45 at the absolute latest. That is Zulu time, so 11:45 Zulu time. I'm aiming for 11:30. That way I've got some spare time. We're on the child run this morning. Okay, weights and balance page. Let's have a look. Get the payload. Again, let's check this matches with the operational flight plan. A payload of 1606, that is correct. Zero fuel weight of 62.3, spot on. Okay, so we'll start adding those aircraft. Start adding the passenger weights to the aircraft. Great stuff. That's been a minute or so, so we'll get the packs on and we can actually tell self-loading cargo to crack on as well. So pack 1 and pack 2.
Refueling is underway and the bags start to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
So 154 passengers, I think, are coming with us this morning. Doors are open and we can hear the passengers getting on board. Fly with Captain X, good morning. MG29, we shall fly when we are all set up. Mr. Agus, maybe I want to fly to Lithuania. Do Easyjet do Lithuania? I'm not sure. Maybe. FB, good morning. Okay, so data page. IRS is still being aligned. Aircraft status then. LEAP engines. Valid Airac cycle. Last day for this Airac cycle today. Let's go to the init A page. Init request. Let's get some information put into there from our flight plan then. So Bristol to Palma, the alternate is Barcelona. Lima Echo Bravo Lima. A flight number today, I like this one. This is a nice one that does roll off the tongue quite well. So it's Easyjet Papa Golf. Let's pop that in. Cost index of 8, flight level 370, minus 52, the cruise temperature. The tropopause is closer to 41,900, so let's just update that. 41,900 feet. There we go. Onto the flight plan then. Departing today out of runway 27 on the Badim 1 X-ray departure. And then our arrival into Barcelona, not Barcelona, that's our alternate, into Palma is the Loris 1 Romeo from runway 06 left. ILS 6 left. We've got an ILS Zulu for 6 left. Just confirm that. ILS 06 left. There we go. And the Loris 1 Romeo. Let's go ahead and find that. Loris 1 Juliet, Loris 1 Romeo. And that will be via the Alpha Delta X-ray. Insert. Just going to confirm that is via the Alpha Delta X-ray, actually. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that is a distance of 853 miles. I've got 854 on the operational flight plan. That's nice and close. Von McLean, good morning, sir. Hope you're well. Barry Bartson, great to have you on board as well. Magic Turtle, Australia in Twitch. Great name. I always find Twitch users have great handles, usernames. Right, so that's all set up. Radnav page then, I want to pop in here just the Bristol VOR, not VOR, sorry, it's an NDB, which is the Bravo Romeo India. Pop that in there. Onto the init B page. So we've got a zero fuel weight of 62.3, zero fuel weight center of gravity 23.4. Trip wind today is, look at that, a tailwind of 67. Oh, I'm not going to be late for my kids today, am I? A tailwind of 67. Fuel planning 6.1, and we've said we're taking 7.6. Has refueling finished? It has. We're obviously burning a bit of fuel with APU, so for our fuel planning purposes, let's go with 7.5. That's a takeoff weight then of 69.6, and just wait for all these other numbers to populate. There we go. Fuel for the alternate required will be around 1.5 tons. So let's go ahead, pop that in. So fuel wise, we've got an extra 19 minutes of flying time. Perfect. Onto the performance page. Thrust reduction and acceleration altitude here is 1,603 feet. To be fair, this rounds up to the nearest 10, so I'm quite happy to leave that, but I am going to also edit the engine out acceleration just so it matches. Flaps 1 for takeoff. And do you know what? We could actually do flaps 3 this morning, couldn't we? It's a short runway. We're a little bit heavy. We could do a flaps 3 takeoff, something a little bit different. Or do you know what? No, let's do flaps 2. Let's do flaps 2 for a change. So flaps 2 and 137, 133, 132. Yeah, so the runway is not that long here, and we are going to be, what was that takeoff weight again? It's going to be about just over 70 tons. All right, so let's do a briefing then while the passengers are still getting boarded. So the weather here in Bristol looks absolutely gorgeous, no issues with visibility or anything like that. A little windy, but nothing we can't contend with. If we have a problem, would we be okay to return here? Yes, I think so. We are above the maximum landing weight, however. Not a huge problem, but we would need to think about this just because we have a slightly short runway. and we'd need to run the overweight landing checks, but we'd be able to get back in here without any issues. The aircraft is, of course, the A320NX from FlyByWire experimental version, which means we've no terrain radar, we've no TCAS, and we've no weather radar. No times to be aware of, nothing here at Bristol. We'll check the no times for Palma as we go down. Threats to be aware of, it's quite blustery. Bristol is sat sort of at the top of the hill, so we can potentially expect some wind blowing us as we roll down the runway. So as long as we're expecting it, we shouldn't be caught off guard. And what's the wind direction as well? Wind directions to almost a direct headwind then as we're taking off. So yeah, just need to bring that into our scans so that we are aware of that. Let's have a chat then about the actual taxi out and departure. So we are parked at stand number 6, so we're going to push back facing to the south, and then we'll taxi down. We're going to use the full length of the runway, so we'll taxi down Echo 1 and then on to Zulu. After Zulu, we'll hold at Alpha X-ray. Departing runway 27 and straight out. Initial climb is 6,000 feet. That has already been set. No higher until, of course, air traffic control told us to. However, air traffic control is not online today, so we can sort of clear ourselves up there. No turns below 1,130 feet. Now, interestingly enough, is that coded in? Let's have a quick look in the flight plan. Oh, it's actually got 1,086 feet there, so we can just maintain. We'll maintain runway track until 1,130 feet. After that, we'll make the right-hand turn and continue on the departure track. Max speed 230 knots below flight level 100 until established on this track just here. So maximum 230 knots. Let's just go and check what our clean speeds are. So if we fly that out at green dot until we get above 10,000 feet, or on this track, of course it will be established on this track. We won't be at 10,000 feet by this point. So that's now in and pre-selected. Okay, so pretty straightforward departure. Let me just double check as well that all of these look correct on the navigation display. That doesn't look right. What have I got in here? Departing runway 27. Yeah, that's correct. And then up to Badim. For some reason, have I got something incorrectly programmed in there? Departure runway 27. And it's the Badim 1 X-ray departure. Yeah, that's what we popped in. Unless I'm having a moment of crisis. That doesn't look right at all. We should depart out this way and then make a right-hand turn. So I'm not quite sure what this departure here is showing. We may have to fly using a little bit of raw data. Which means let's turn the landing system on. India Bravo Tango Sierra. So that's where we make a turn to a heading of 087. And then we intercept the Honolulu radial. Okay, I might have to sort of manually fly this because that doesn't look right to me. So departure, right hand turn, track 087, and then intercept the 217 radial from Honolulu. Well, with the fixers page, we can do that. So we'll pop Hoddley in there, and then what was that radial? 217. There we go. So yeah, we're going to take off, we're going to come back around, fly heading 087 degrees, and then we will track this radial. Ugh, how strange. HD, good morning. Where the hell is my flight plan taking me? That is exactly the question I've just been asking, because that's not what I expected to see. So, HD, if you've just joined us, I'm going to pop this in again, because this shouldn't be doing this. We should be departing out of the Badim 1 X-ray, so straight out, and then it's a right-hand turn up to basically intercept the 217 radial to Hoddley. That just takes us up to Badim. But for some reason, it's not quite doing that as planned. So, why is it not the Exmoor departure? I have no idea. The Exmoor departure does take us south, but the actual flight routing that we've got is a northerly route before heading down. So, there we go. I'm just going to run with that for now, purely because I've got a time constraint for myself this morning, and we've now got that programmed in. So now I've got that looking something like it's something I can follow. We are ready to go. Passengers are all on board. If it is, if we have, I'm just going to very quickly. I've not got time sadly for the full emergency brief, but basically it's a non-standard engine out departure here. If we did have a problem on departure, it's a left turn at 2,500 feet to the Bristol NDB. Enter the holding point there, and the entry is 090 degrees left turns.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thanks a lot. Cabin crew, please van doors and cross check.
So just checking again, we've still no ATC on board, which we don't, so we'll get the pushback tug sorted in a moment, and then we'll get ready to push and go after we've run some checklists.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the First Officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing Easyjet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
Okay, so the before start checklist. Cockpit preparation is completed. Signs are odd and auto. ADIRS 3 nav green. Fuel quantity is 7560 kilograms and balanced. The FMGS is now set, as I've had to sort of manually do a little bit with that, and altimeter is 1020. Get the beacon light on, and then we shall call our tug driver. Now, I think we've got a phantom tug again this morning. In fact, do we have a tug? Let me just have a quick look. Oh no, we've got a real one. So, toolbar pushback should be able to work this morning. So, rotating beacon light is on. And let's just move over to Unicom now, and then we'll call any traffic around the airport and let them know that we're going to be pushing back. Bristol traffic EZ87 Papa Golf pushing back from stand 6 facing south. Says our pushback clearance. We'll start the pushback procedure.
Cockpit to ground. This is ground. Stand by.
Whilst they're standing by then, I'm doing the walk around. Let's do our before start checklist below the line. Windows and doors are closed and armed. Rotating beacon light is on. Mobile phone is on silent, and parking brake is set. Few stutters at this scenery. It's very detailed, of course, but we do have a few stutters because of that.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed, and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft. Standing by for pushback.
Okay, let's have a quick look outside. Make sure there are no other aircraft around. That's going to be a nice tight pushback, isn't it? Kudos to the ground crew that do this in real life. Okay, so we're ready to go. Let's make sure we don't do this too quickly.
cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brakes set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
You will start in the sequence.
Okay, so starting engine 1. Engine mode selector to start, and starting engine 1. This scenery does look incredibly good. Nice and sharp details, and that morning sunlight making it look even better. Now, I don't want to exchange tails with the other Easyjet just there, so we'll begin the turn.
Safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times.
Starting engine 2.
If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others.
Okay,
If
pushback
you land on
completed.
water,
Please enter
take the
parking
life
brake.
jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head.
Parking brakes
Pass the
set.
tapes around your
Parking brake
waist.
set. Lowering aircraft.
Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it
Ground start
inside the
is
aircraft.
complete. You may
When
disconnect.
outside,
Roger. Good engine
inflate by
start.
pulling
Clear
the
to
toggle.
disconnect. See you at
If
the
it
side.
fails to
Have a good
inflate or
flight.
needs topping up, blow into the
Holding
tube.
position, waiting for the visual.
There is a light and
Thank
whistle
you,
for
and
attracting
goodbye.
attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
So we're now just waiting for engine 2 to stabilise itself, then we'll do the after start flows. Okay, so engine 2 is up and running. Engine mode selector to normal. APU bleed off, anti-ice not required. APU is off. Spoilers, rudder, flaps 2, and the CFG is 23.4. After start checklist. Anti-ice is not required. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim 23.4 and rudder trim is 0. We'll do our flight control checks here on the taxiway. So full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral. Short taxi. Let's get the radars turned on. Also ding the cabin as well. Clear that ecam memo. Get them sat down nice and early.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
So pushback is now clear. We'll announce our taxi on VATSIM as well. Bristol traffic, Easyjet Papa Golf, taxiing now via Echo 1 Zulu to holding point Alpha X-ray for runway 27. So straight to the end here and turn left. We'll do our PEDS check. QNH is still 1020 Toga. Departure. Why are we not moving? We haven't got any tug. We haven't got a... Oh, there we go. Didn't think we were that heavy. Yes, the engine out procedure is non-standard. 2,500 feet, it's a left-hand turn back to the Bristol NDB holding point. Departure doesn't quite match what we've got in FMGC, so we're going to have to do a little bit of raw data for that. And the stop altitude is 6,000 feet. Thank you, HT. Is that part of the PF or the PM flows? I can't remember.
Bristol traffic, Tomjet 743, then pushing back to 1023.
Tomjet. This bus isn't going to get out of the way, sadly. Before takeoff checklist. Flight controls checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting is config 2. And FMAIN takeoff data. 132 blue, 137 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 6000 blue, and Toga. Transponder is set. Ecam memo. Takeoff. No blue. Electronic flight bag is stowed. Approach path looks clear.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff, please.
Get all our lights on. Packs are off. Transponder on. And TCAS. So with now no air traffic control online, what we may end up doing is we'll fly the departure to begin with, as is, oh my word, that's a bit of a bump. We'll fly the departure to begin with as per the chart, but then we may just go direct. Could a bit of timeout. As I say, we are a little bit strapped for time on a Wednesday morning. Look at the runway. Looks like we're going to fly off the end, doesn't it? Our PM George is on standby duty, as the postman at any point could deliver the new Airbus Thrustmaster set. Okay, we're good to go. Engines have been running for plenty of time. Let's now do the before takeoff checklist. Below the line, cabin is secured, engine mode selector is normal, TCAS is TARA, packs are off, anti-ice not required. We're good to go. No turns below 1,130 feet, and we'll make a right hand turn at 5.2 miles. Let's go. Take off. Start the chrono. Set 50% M1. Bristol traffic, Easyjet Papa Golf, rolling runway 27. Set takeoff thrust. Mantoga, SRS, and runway. Have faith that the runway is a little bit longer than it looks. V1, rotate.
Positive rate of climb, 0.
Felt a little bit of that wind that we spoke about in the brief. Open climb and set climb thrust. Climb thrust and open climb now set. We'll continue out on heading flaps 1. And that turn begins, as I said, at 5.2 miles. Correction, 4.5 miles. 4.5 miles. As we're now tracking the India Bravo Oscar November distances on the landing system. Flap 0. Ground spoilers disarmed. No air traffic control online, so happy to give ourselves a higher clearance. Let's clear ourselves up to flight level 170 for now. Flight level 170 set. 170 blue. Make that right hand turn. And we're going to turn now to a heading of 087 degrees. Autopilot 1 engaged, heading mode. Once we're on this track, we can accelerate away to 250 knots, but not before. Right hand side of passengers getting a great view of our departure. Let's check how that cloud layer's doing. We'll get the anti-ice on as well.
Traffic, Tomjet 7431, lining up runway 27 behind the departing traffic.
So there you can see the radial, which takes us up to the waypoint of Badim. There it is. And I think we've got no air traffic control around, so what we can have a look at doing is let's now continue. We'll go direct to Inlac, and then we'll carry on.
Fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Forgot about the packs. Not good. And flight level 370 is absolutely fine, so let's go ahead and set flight level 370 blue, and we're on our way. And we're now in nav mode. Oh, HD, can you answer me the question of why when we went direct Inlac it didn't put us into nav mode? Was that something I didn't do? Granted, I didn't check, did I? I didn't do the FMAs to check that we'd gone into nav mode. We remained in heading mode. But I thought it was meant to. It was meant to automatically go nav. Strangely enough, Boeings don't. Boeings do, if you go direct in a Boeing, you, I think you remain in heading mode and you have to physically do as I've just done there and put it into nav mode. The Airbus doesn't. So, subconsciously, I didn't check that. Something we need to start doing. How's our temperature doing? It's within the icing range. Looks like we're just going to skirt the top of these clouds. Not many clouds today, I expect, on the flight. What I do like as well is the airports now on the EFIS seem to populate, and they everything populates really quickly. Ordinarily, in the default aircraft, you used to pop these on and it would take a long time. Oh look, and we also get the map partially displayed as well, because you can't get all the information on there as well. This is a new feature that they've brought in with the fixes page, so that's really nice and neat to see. So we'll put that back on the airport page. And we can also clear out the Honolulu fix as well from the fixes page. That's no longer required. It was purely there just because for some reason the departure didn't look as it should.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Your chief cabin crew today is cabin crew member George. He will provide you with tasty doggy treats and stale water. HD, so it would be a habit to, after a direct, just instinctively read the FMAs and check that you've got nav in there. Yeah, that's certainly something we're going to have to bring in, isn't it? If there's the bug. We're in open climb in a minute, that's fine. I can put that also into managed, but there's no difference between the two, just because there's no constraints. But anyway, we're now in a climb, so we've got the thrust climb, nav 370 blue. Everything is looking good. That is a beautiful view as well. As William has just said, nice views today, early morning sun. As I said earlier, this is a real flight as well. This departed about 4 hours ago in real time. Well, I think it was scheduled about 4 hours ago. I don't know if it actually departed on time. But yeah, I like doing the real world flights. Are really great. And I bet HD that didn't take off and fly north. I bet that flew south to Exmoor. They had better flight planners than I did. I didn't have time to construct one this morning, sadly, so I just plumped for the Navigraph special. Coming up on flight level 220, and no air traffic control around anywhere. How does the Gatwick Tower is on? There's usually someone always online at Gatwick. And it's an airport I don't think we've been to in the sim for a while. Probably need to return to Gatwick at some point. So that flight time today was just under 2 hours. Hopefully with that little direct as well, we might have cut off a couple of minutes. If you've enjoyed the stream and the departures so far, guys, please do remember to hit the like button on the stream. It really makes a huge difference to the channel, so I do appreciate everyone that does hit the like button for me. And of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. You're quite right though, we have got some really nice views this morning. Coming into Palma should look lovely as well. Christian Sama, good morning, sir. Hope you are well. I like Wednesday mornings. Wednesday mornings are great. Now we've moved into September, or through September and into October, I'm kind of getting a feel for a little bit of a sort of streaming schedule. So Tuesday nights, Wednesday mornings, Monday during the day if we get chance. Sadly, that's very optional, as it is. So yeah, let's just do this on a weekly basis. So starting on a Monday, I like to get mileage Monday long haul flights, which sadly now can't be as long haul as they used to be. We used to try and get 5-6 hour flights in. They're more like 3 hour flights now, I'm afraid, due to work constraints, which is a good thing, the world returning to normal. The mileage Monday flights, then we have to play by ear. The Tuesdays we look to stream on a Tuesday evening, as we did last night. Wednesdays we've got Wednesday morning, but I need to be done by 11:30 Zulu time, or the kids and the missus will be very upset. Thursday again is a sort of play it by ear, and then we've got Friday nights as well. Nothing on a Saturday, and then Sunday again, sadly a little bit play by ear. Sunday we have a bit of a fun stream to end the week with our iconic journeys VFR flight, currently flying down I-95 in America. HD, I do indeed have a good teacher. Indeed the best. Jordan, in real life can you listen to music when you're flying? There's a question. If you can sleep when you're flying, I don't see why not. As HD says though, it wouldn't look great in any subsequent investigation. Not that we want any investigation in the first place. So there we can see the channel. Peter, thank you so much for subscribing. Sketchy Pilot, the specs of the PC. If someone could call up the Nightbot specs for me, that would be lovely. A little bit bumpy. Just see a tad of wind flex. You can see the area there where the satellite image changes, can't you? You've got sort of like the darkened shade on the left side, and obviously a slightly touch clear on the right. But the fact we've got satellite imagery across the entire world, I think, is absolutely amazing. Wayne, just in case you didn't know, I'm not a real pilot anyway. Really? Base player 58, no, sadly I didn't do last Sunday. So hopefully we're going to go for this Sunday, and then we will have had a week break. Zex, I deserve a sub. Oh, thank you very much. William, thank you for calling that. Tabiru Papa, which is my favourite airport? We've had, do you know, I get asked this question a lot, and I can never answer it. It all depends where I've been recently. British Raven on the investigation, the CRV, CVR. Sorry, he was listening to Shania Twain. Marizio, yes, we do have custom scenery for Palma, which looks absolutely stunning. So looking forward to seeing that coming up on flight level 300. Jordan, you think the Boss A20 mutes music when ATC talks? Well, that'd just be annoying. It'd be cutting out constantly. Tandil, you're not the first person to say I've got a voice like Rod Stewart. I wish I had a bank account like Rod Stewart. Alex, Flight Sim 2020 continues to astound you. You fired up P3D yesterday, and you were pretty gobsmacked at how old it looks. As for X-Plane 12, you think they're clutching at straws, but you've used X-Plane a lot previously, though. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when X-Plane comes along, isn't it? They're obviously showing a few videos and screens off at the recent Flight Sim Expo. So Zex, thank you very much for that subscription. HD, you currently have the Pro Flight. Does that go with the aviator sunglasses? I thought I'd get that in there before before anybody else. We've just got high pressure coming in, haven't we, over Europe at the minute, so shouldn't expect much cloud cover at all. You see the coastline down below. Jordan, what's my favourite freeware airport on Microsoft Flight Simulator? Now that's a great question. I think it has to be Gatwick. Gatwick is stunning. HD plus Bluetooth would drain the batteries. Yeah, well, very true. Very true. Yeah, where's the USB charger in this thing? My car's got several of them. Danielle, hello. Regards from Poland. Oh wow, great to have you on board, Danielle. And just like Danielle, I love the fact that people are watching from all across the globe. The good thing as well about these sort of morning streams here in the UK is they're just the right time for any of our Australian viewers, and I know there are a few Australian viewers are able to see and enjoy our streams live for a change, rather than when we do them in the middle of the night, their time. Tabiru Papa, have I ever had an aborted takeoff? No, but that's purely because it's not simulated very well in the simulator at the moment. In order to do that, you'd literally just have to cut thrust to one engine and simulate it that way. Is that simple? You've had trouble with the Gatwick freeware, but you love Stansted. Stansted is another good shout. That is another great freeware scenery. Alex, you're watching from Jersey. Oh, are we going to be flying over you? Let's have a quick look. What are we at? 3 East. I'm just keeping an eye on our altitude. Oh no, we're coming in. We're coming in far too far east of Jersey. I'm sure there would have been some sort of routing down here that would have got us that way. Braven, you're just watching at work. Again, a great way to hopefully pass the time and make work a little bit more interesting. Martin, you're in Arnhem, the Netherlands, not as far as Australia. No, not at all. But I like flying into the Netherlands as well. In fact, there's an area we've not done. We've not done Rotterdam and Amsterdam for a while, so a couple of other places there that we could visit at some point. And Sketchy Pilot says that he's flying from Melbourne, he's watching from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, do you know, I'd love to go to Melbourne one day. I've never been Sketchy Pilot, but, you know, it's on the bucket list when the kids have grown up, moved out, and are no longer begging for things. Speaking of the kids, William, thank you so much for that. It says, have a great day and get a treat for the kids. William, I will, particularly as they're at nursery this morning until 1 PM local time, and they still don't like it. This will be their 3rd week, I think. This will be their 3rd week, and I don't know if any of you have got kids out there, if you remember when they first start nursery as a 2-year-old, and they've just started, and it's a bit of a battle every morning. So William, thank you so much, really appreciate that, and yeah, we might stop off and get them a little treat on the way home, because actually they all 3 walked into yeah, if you're not a fan of the channel or you've not visited before, they are triplets. All 3 of them walked in to nursery not crying this morning, and that's amazing. So they do deserve a treat, William. Thank you so much. How do we get Navigraph? Is that how do we get the Navigraph? Is literally just the Navigraph app, which I'm dragging to and from my second screen, so you guys can see that as well. Just monitoring as we get nearly to the top of our climb. Alex, we may get a view. Oh, I don't know. I think you're still. I think you're still a bit too far away. Let's have a quick look. No, I don't think we're going to get a view of Jersey. Sadly, a little bit of cloud cover as well. They're the nice clouds, though. They're the small fluffy clouds, as HD calls them. Sam, what tool do I use for all the announcements on the aircraft? I use self-loading cargo, Sam. Mark Schraust, you're also in the Netherlands. Good morning to you. Zeeks, how old are my kids? So I've got 3 2-year-olds and 1 6-year-old. And Martin, you've got 2 kids, 2-year-old and a 4-month-old. Oh wow, a 4-month-old. I love that age. They can't answer back. And they usually are still in the same place you've left them if you've put them down. And Zeeks, you have 2 boys, 3 months old. So are they twins, Zeeks? Have you got twins? God bless you if you have. It's that simple. They never move out these days and they always want something. That's very true. That's very, very true. And Anthony agrees with you as well. Leroy, you got pretty bad weather in Amsterdam at the moment. You have. I saw on the app that I used, 500 feet to go. I saw on the app that I used for the Windy app, which I can't recommend enough. It was HD that put me onto that. The Windy app on Android. It's probably on Apple as well. But I saw you guys getting some poor weather at the moment. So we've got flight level 370 coming up. Mac Alt Star. And Alt Cruise. Lovely. And what a gorgeous view. And I do think that sometimes this particular view, just sort of perched on top of the glare shield, could look so realistic compared to some videos that you sometimes see again batting around on YouTube. Looks really good. I can just see the coastline actually of France down there, if you can just see that. Imagine your daughter is currently your first officer next to you. She's watching Bing on the flypad, so to speak. Fair enough. Alex, you've got 2 kids, 15 and 12. Oh, so they're self-sufficient for the most part, I hope. Jordan says triplets. Wow, that must be a very fun morning. Are they 5 AM starts? Do you know what, Jordan? This morning, I feel like I've bossed it this morning. This morning, sadly, my wife had to leave early. So I had got the 3 girls and the boy. I got 3 girls to get up, dressed, teeth, etc. Blah blah blah. I got Isaac, who is our eldest boy. So I got him to basically give me school clothes, get his breakfast, chuck those at him, and say sort yourself out, and then go and brush your teeth. And then I got a dog walk to get in, all before 8:45, and we did it. We had to leave at 7:45 as well to get the girls to nursery. So yeah, I was feeling really happy this morning. Anyway, let's run some top of climb checks. So what are we? Flight level 370 and Airac. Let's just check what we're doing. 24 minutes into the flight. Airac. What fuel should we have? So we should have about 5.6 tons of fuel, I think. Oh well, that's alright. We're going to have about 5.7, and we took a shortcut, so that makes sense. So that's spot on. Fuel checks looking good. Let's just go through the fuel used. Used about 1.8 tons of fuel. Again, that matches up quite nicely. No fuel leaks. Bleed air is fine. Differential pressure below 8. That's all good. Cabin pressure is about 8,000 feet. Electrics page, all looking good as well. Good hydraulics, 3,000 psi on all of them. There's confirmation of the fuel used. And APU obviously not on. Cabin temperature 24 degrees, doors still closed and armed, brake temperature's nice and cool, all flight computers working, system status is normal. We'll get some en route weathers as well in a moment. Fedit, do you think it is worth it to become a pilot around 35 years old? That depends how much of a dream it is, I guess. The problem is, and this actually doesn't so much matter, I don't think, anymore now, but years ago there was a cut-off age for being trained to be a pilot, certainly being trained to be a commercial pilot through the various airlines, and that was because they basically wanted to know that you were old enough to earn them lots of money if they were going to invest in you. Well, times have changed, of course, and that sort of fell under the age discrimination factor, so they're not allowed to do that anymore. But then most of the time you don't get sort of a scholarship sponsorship from an airlines anymore, do you? You have to do it all yourself. Would I do that in the current climate? Well, not sure. So, just having a look at some en route weathers and where we could look to divert to if need be. We'll send those off.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, just to let you know that we've reached our cruising altitude for today, and we are not anticipating any major delays or bad weather ahead, so we should be arriving on time as planned. The cabin crew will now start to make their way around the aircraft, so please make sure that the aisles are clear of any items you may have, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. A reminder that our Easyjetsimpilot members are able to take advantage of free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and we shall have an update for you shortly.
So Zix, you've got twins and you're 25 years old. Oh, well, the good news is then, Zix, you've got plenty of energy at that age. So, no problem looking after them. But congratulations, mate. They will actually make things a bit easier when they get older, because they will entertain each other and play together. I promise you that. Sketchpilot, which flight sim settings do I use? There is a video on the channel if you want to check that out. So the settings post sim update number 5, if you want to check that out. Astrolivia 76 has a question. He says he uses the experimental version, but in the night and on the ground, when you put the landing lights on or taxi light, why do you have an artifact? Do you mean they're flashing and basically just annoying? Yeah, another reason why I don't like flying at night at the moment, since sim update number 5. Wayne, gold star for me. It's all you can do not to fall over yourself when dressing yourself. Doesn't happen very often, Wayne. It really doesn't. Tamira, you can't connect your SimBrief to the tablet. Have you popped in your SimBrief username into the electronic flight bag? Wayne Sully was almost a fossil when he landed in the Potomac. Yeah, but all them years' experience they helped, didn't they? Jordan, the only age limit there is a medical age for the Class 1, 65, yes. But could be removed in a few years, well, if they want people to be working for longer, I guess so. There was someone in an Easyjet TV programme who was starting their first day aged 55. Wow. Kudos to them. Nick, good morning, Nick. Hope you're well. Great to see you. What have you got lined up for today, Nick? Anything good? My Airbus side stick and officer pack is all stuck in customs at the moment. I'm anxiously waiting cabin crew member George to go nuts at the postman. Let's have a look and see what have we got at the moment. So wind 070 at 60. That's okay. Again, also nice headwind as we come into land, but I think that's going to change. Weather in Paris is fine. That's wide open. Bordeaux, wide open, and Toulouse also wide open as well. Both cav okay, and well, Bordeaux has got no winds either, so even better. So that is just that's lovely. Alex, do I ever do VR? No, the PC I've got is not good enough for PR. For VR, I'm afraid. Anders, the views that you're seeing that I'm sort of skipping through now are custom views. You can download those from our Discord server, and there's a video on the channel explaining how to install them as well. It'll take 30 seconds. It's very, very simple. Barry, it's hi guys, because we left the EU. Oh, yeah, well, don't get me started on that. Oh, Nick, you were decorating, weren't you? How's it going? I hate decorating. It's the mess it makes. It's not just one room, is it? I'm going to you think I'm going to decorate one room, and that's all good, that's fine. But then the rest of the house gets taken over. And especially with 4 kids running around, it's just a blooming nightmare. William, thanks for channeling the Discord. I thought we were headed towards a waypoint there called Scrap. It's not, it's my eyesight, it's Sorap. Waypoint names sort of interest me a little bit. Not amuse is the wrong word, but they interest me in how they get their names, some of them. I know there's a waypoint in the UK called Margot, which was basically named after the guy who was making the charts, and it was part of the sort of airways planning department. He named that waypoint after his wife. Bravo 632, good morning. You got 15 minutes spare, so you thought you'd get on board. Loving the streams. Thank you, Bravo 632. Really do appreciate that. Wayne says hi, Q jumper Nick. To be fair to you, Nick, you know, I probably flew a more elongated traffic pattern than I probably needed to do. Simon, the American waypoint names are indeed fantastic. All of them have got or they appear to have like a story behind them. The ones coming into New York, of course, since 9/11 are really good. HD, yeah, let's have a look at the data page. Perfect time to do it. With no air traffic control, we're sat in the cruise, chilling, not sleeping or listening to music. So there you go. I'm still not using the print function though. Air Trooper 37, good morning, sir. From a gorgeous Alicante. Has it started to cool down a little bit yet, Air Trooper? I thought about coming to Alicante this morning, but I thought that might just be a little bit too far. Might not make that in time, I'm afraid. Alex, you got one off the coast of a beach in Jersey called Shark. Yes, interesting. Daisy, what are the stars for Atlanta then? I'm not familiar with those. Obviously the famous one is Orlando, isn't it? They've got all Disney names like Jafar and Piglet and Tigger, which must sound fantastic on the radio when you're reading those back. Wayne, you would name a waypoint after your ex-wife. Air Trooper 37, you're shattered. You had a rough night. You went to bed at 4 AM. Were you out partying? And it's 27 degrees there in Alicante. Nice. Good, good. 35 minutes into the flight then, so we should be on the ground in about an hour and 15. Which works out very well for me, and even better for the kids, because I'll be on time to pick them up.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Bravo 632. We're watching the remainder of the stream after work. Oh, great stuff. Thank you very much, Bravo. HD, I get a feeling I know what you want us to try and do, but I'll leave you to still give us the instructions. I'm not going to jump the gun on this. Barry, it needs to be faster. Engage the afterburners. Well, perhaps if we were on a Concorde. So log on. We'll type in a random name then. We'll call it ABC. I don't think I can enter them. I think the page is there, but I can't enter it. Is there a Jedi 2 waypoint? What's that? We've got Lindo, Hoth, Ewok, Skywalker, Chewie, Boba Fett. Oh, where's that? I need to do this. Where did you say that was? Wayne, you accept payment in bacon sandwiches. Ooh, that's a good idea. I've got some bacon in the fridge, and the wife doesn't know about it. I told her it had all gone. I think that's a good shout for dinner. HD, I thought we were on something then. I reckon at some point we'll be able to enter those. Not yet, sadly. Can I try typing a last long to see if it takes that? I'm going to let you try that again. A last long? There's also stars called... sorry, do you mean stars? Do you mean waypoints? There's also waypoints called Gandalf, Hobbit and Sith. Nice. So it's Atlanta, is it, that's got all the themed stars? All the themed waypoints. That's strange. Wonder why Atlanta's got them. Next time we do one, then we'll see. Oh, you want a latitude and longitude? Ah, right, okay. What should we bop for? I'm pretty useless at latitude and longitudes, to be fair. So we'll go with the one HD's just given us. 4630 north and 0083 east. I know exactly where this waypoint is, HD, as I was trying something similar the other day. No. No. Which is a shame. Actually, just hold on to that thought a minute. I may have been trying to do something the other day, but not doing it correctly. Hang on. Can I pop this in here? Will it take that? Well, it's giving me 4630 north, but I don't think that's going to help us on this occasion, is it? No. Presumably that's purely just for actual fixes, not just random latitude and longitudes. Never mind. I'd love to know what it's actually accepted here, though, because it did take it. Barry Barson, there's genies in Ireland. Goodman's, it's actually cloudy over the southwest part of the UK in your Microsoft Flight Simulator live weather, while it has been sunny in mine. There was a bit of cloud as we took off, nicely over France now, and we did say when I briefed the flight right at the start that I wasn't expecting any bad weather, and it should be quite nice with regards to views, and they're not letting us down, are they? Really nice and neat. HD, yeah, it'll be a nat track waypoint over the Atlantic, I guess, somewhere. Great stuff. Right, I'm just going to double check. We've no ATC online, so I'm going to take this opportunity to go back to the galley and grab myself a hot cup of tea. So I'm going to leave it in the capable hands of cabin crew member George. Yeah, enjoy just a few moments of tranquility and peace. I'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes. A cup of tea. I've not had one yet this morning. My busy morning meant that a cup of tea was well down the pecking order in the list of things to do. Oh, hang on, go on, HD. We'll do this just before I disappear. Where's Degad? Let's try that. Oh, Goodman, you're half an hour behind me. You were setting up. Oh, you were setting up a flight from Sacramento to Cancun. Oh, now I think Cancun's just had some recent scenery, freeware scenery, hasn't it? So I'd like to visit that at some point. William, ATC is online at destination. Yeah, that's fine. We're an hour or so away from that. I hope to have drunk my tea by that point. So, a couple of radials, 090 and 225. So where are they then, HD? Oh, I do see it. Long way away. Yeah, I can just see it coming down from our left, coming down from the east. So I want to know where this is now. This is HD giving me a random waypoint. I can type that into Navigraph. I can find out where that is. Where's he got us getting radials from? Ah, it's over there in the Alps, is it not? So what's that radial he gave us? East to... Oh, there's the Alps decision point. I thought it was called something else. ALPP something or other. There you go. Oh, is it next to ALPDD? So is ALPDD actually a thing? Because... actually a waypoint? Or is it a custom waypoint that you guys have added into your database, really? Because I don't think... It's in the Navigraph database. Yeah, no results found if I search for that. But good to know that we've got something we can use. So that's nice and neat. Add that to the notes in front of us. It's not in your database, but it's in your LiDAR charts because it does exist. Well, that's interesting. But yeah, you're right. This obviously isn't the right route for that. It would make no difference. But that is great to know. And we can use that in the future. So, before I enter anywhere near controlled airspace then, guys, I'm going to go grab my morning cup of tea, which I haven't had just yet. So, enjoy the view, guys. I will be back in 5 or 10 minutes or so, and I'll be with you then for the remainder of the flight. Thanks for watching, guys. Please do give the stream a like as well if you haven't done so far, and I shall be back very shortly. Speak to you very soon. Hey guys, back with you. Oh, the galley today are serving biscuit flavoured tea. So we've got an office now nicely filmed now with the aroma of digestive biscuits. Welcome, hello everybody. Positive, the time zone at the DETA at the top of the bar is is Zulu time. Zulu time. But for anyone wanting to know when we'll be landing, that should be in just under an hour or so. We've been flying an hour, so let's just check our fuel consumption at Airac as we head over there. What are we, 1 hour 2 minutes into the flight? Let's just scroll through. Airac, 1 hour 2 minutes, so I should have, what should we have there? Should have about 4.2 tons of fuel on board, I think. 4.1, 4.2. Yeah, we saved a bit of time with a shortcut after departure, so 4.2. We've got 100 kilograms extra, which is lovely. Oh, should we read some NOTAMs? That's what the real guys do, isn't it? At this point during a flight, nothing else to do. I could bring it on screen, but I think it's quite nice and realistic, isn't it, just to keep it on the tablet, and hopefully you guys can see that. In fact, if I press the right button, there we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you. So, departure, not bad about that. Destination, airport, stop bar light, stop bar light, stop. We've got to just look for stuff that is obviously going to be applicable to us here in the simulator. Things like crossbar lights not working aren't going to cause us any issues. I like that. Where it says castle, it must say Adrol. So are these old? Are they talking about old Airac cycles here? Or the old charts rather, where it says Pinto, it must say Nitru. I can't even begin to decipher all that. Let's have a look here then. So, oh. I hope the stream's still going after that. What happened there? Have we still got an uninterrupted excellent stream? I don't think I've seen that happen before. Maybe Flight Simulator had a moment. Let's have a look at the runway information then. Between... So runway 04... oh, it's doing it again. And again. This must be a simulator thing, because I think the stream's absolutely fine. Very strange. So we're going to be landing on runway 6 left anyway, so that's the main thing that I that I want to be looking out for. Approach procedures, yeah, 2 foot. Seriously? What's happening here? Let's just click OK. Let's see if it carries on. If it keeps messing around like that, we'll have to switch to offline mode, which I don't particularly want to do. Anyway, 24 left, not using that. 24 left, 24 right, etc, etc, etc. No, nothing there then, which seems to be a problem with us. Let's have a look at the charts. Okay, let's have a look at the charts. I'm just going to ignore that for now. How annoying. I've been switched to offline mode. Oh, and now successfully connected again. Well, this is a first. I wonder if anybody else who's playing Flight Simulator right now is getting the similar thing. At least the stream's all good, which means I know it isn't me. Oh, hang on a sec, guys. First Officer George is going nuts. I'll be back in a second. Oh, back with you. Well, that was disappointing. First Officer George getting my hopes up that the Thrustmaster Airbus officer pack was here. But no, sadly not. It was just some other rubbish. Right. Just checking the sat, because you can see a nice cloud layer just there. Let's have a look now and see if we can plan our arrival. So we're on the Lorez 1 Romeo arrival just here, and we want to be at well, we want to be 5,000 feet at ADX, I think. How far is ADX from the runway threshold? Does it tell us? Well, basically 5,000 feet at ADX, and then we can get down to 3,600 feet, but then no lower until we've passed through the 256 radials. I'm going to use the fixes page because it's there and we can use it to get information on the navigation display. So let's go ahead and start putting some stuff in. So the first thing I want to do is work out where my top of descent is going to be. We are currently flying at 37,000 feet. I want to plan to get down to 5,000 feet, so that's 32,000 feet. We've got a really strong tailwind as well at the moment, and I think that tailwind continues all the way through down onto our approach. So just double check this. Yes, it does. So we'll take that into account. Let's check. Right, if we look at starting that top of descent with that tailwind, we'll be a bit conservative. Let's go 120 miles away from Adrix. We'll call it 120 miles. That said, no, just because we've got some track miles to fly as well. So 100 miles will do with the extra track mileage. So 100 miles from ADX will get us down nicely and allow us to slow down as well, even with that tailwind. So let's go to the fix page, type in ADX. Wayne, it's not Hermes, it's coming with UPS, thankfully. So So the 100-mile radius should now be showing. There it is. There's our top of descent line. We'll start coming there, and then once we get to ADX, we obviously make a left turn coming in, but no lower than 3,600 feet until we've passed the 256 radial from Saint Jean. So let's go ahead and we'll pop that in as well. So I've got that shown. So what's the identifier? Juliet, Oscar, Alpha. Which is 176 miles away. And then 256. If I zoom out a bit more, we might be able to see that now. There it is. Oh, it's so nice to have this there. Now, I am slightly concerned because that does not appear to be emanating from the correct place. That should be at the airfield. Why is it Julia? Why is it JOA and not 30, not just JOA? We'll just clear that. I'll check to see if that's in the flight plan in a little while. Ah, that's why, because I didn't put the right one in. There it is. I'll put the radial in anyway, just showcasing how it could be used. That's better. And now if we go to the flight plan, can we actually see that? So actually, if we did the descent in managed mode, it is actually there and showing. So that's actually really nice. We might use managed mode for this descent. It's getting better and better, isn't it? Bear in mind, I'm using Navigraph data as well. So this isn't default data from Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is Navigraph data. HD YJOA 30. I've changed that now. I know you're a few seconds behind, but yeah, I made the mistake and put the wrong, selected the wrong one. Christian, yeah, it's a shame self-loading cargo doesn't appear to be getting any more updates at the minute, does it? They announced the update a long time ago. Nothing has happened since then. Anyway, now we've done that, let's just go ahead and plan our arrival. So, we've already got a top of descent in. Let's just work out then. We're obviously going to be coming down here, following the flight routing all the way down. At Nudsa, then its speed limit point 250 knots. That reduces then to 230 knots at Takeoff, and then that goes all the way through to the ADX. That's a max speed though of 230 knots. I probably wouldn't be looking to be doing 230 knots at that particular point. I'd probably want, let's just have a quick look here at the distances involved. Yes, so we've got 3 miles there before we begin looking to start to turn onto the ILS. Well, if I'm at 5,000 feet at that point, then what's the platform altitude? 1,900 feet. That is a lot of time. Not a lot of. That's quite a lot of altitude to lose there. That's 3,100 feet, isn't it? 3,100 feet to lose at around 9 miles or so. So if we've got flaps, we'll go flaps 1 by ADX. A speed of 180 knots as well. We can then get the flaps 2, get config 2 out for the glide slope for that intercept. 180 knots, and then we'll obviously reduce speed as we're on final approach. So there's our plan. Flaps 1 and 180 knots leaving ADX.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Control, good afternoon, Scandinavian 758, flight level 350 at Easyjet. Scandinavian 758, hello, squawk 6275. 6275, Scandinavian 758.
Barcelona Control, good afternoon, Easyjet Papa Golf, flight level 370 inbound Lukev.
Easyjet Papa Golf, hello, squawk 6205.
6205, the squawk for Easyjet Papa Golf.
Look, 737 Alpha requested in. Number 737 Alpha, descend flight level 150. Level 150, 737 Alpha.
So we may have ATC now, bringing us in all the way, which is quite neat.
And Control Alpine 65 Hotel Juliet, just wondering if you want us to head over to Unicom now.
Wayne, thank you for reminding me. I've now unpinned this.
Monitor Unicom and you didn't answer.
Apologies, we're in a Discord call together. I didn't hear. Monitor Unicom wants to do this. Alright, have a good one. Alpine 65 Hotel Juliet.
Bye.
HD says we may get an early descent. That's fine. Don't mind the early descent, but the minimum safe altitudes around here. Goodness me. The minimum safe altitudes around Palma are something which obviously still need to be respected. That said, the weather's good, so we should be VMC. So I'm expecting runway 06 left on the Lores 1 Romeo.
Easyjet Papa Golf, ready to contact, expect Lores 3 Mike, runway 06 left.
Ah. He's just given an aircraft Lores 3 Mike for 06 left, so let's find that chart. We'll have that ready. Was it the Lores 3 Mike he'd just given him, or was it the Lunik 3 Mike? Sounded like Lores. Let's have a look.
Scandinavian 758, identified, clear Lores 3 Mike, ILS runway 06 left.
Cleared Lores 1 Romeo, 06 left, Scandinavian 758.
The only difference I can see with this is that there are no altitude constraints. Either way, it won't make a difference to us. And the fact that we're in the experimental version means I'm happy to change the flight plan, so that's fine.
Sierra Victor Romeo 845 heading 245 and descent 3000 feet, clear via approach runway 25 flight.
Heading 245, clear descent 3000 feet, pilot VOR approach 255.
Sierra Victor Romeo 845, QNH 1023.
QNH 1023, Sierra Victor Romeo 845.
I think I put the wrong code in there, didn't I?
Control 5X, ready to
Just asking, can we count
There we
on
go.
shortening the route?
Sorry, say again.
Can we,
HD, at the moment we have got the one Romeo in.
5 X-ray, Roger. I can give you direct to Yankee Echo Sierra.
Yankee Echo Sierra, thank you very much. Catch on 5 X-ray.
So I've got both those charts next to us. They're both open, so we'll wait and see.
Sunset 1153, hello, climb flight level 280.
Up to 280 for Lufthansa 1153.
Let's get the latest weather.
Libre 9310, pista 5 derecha,
070 at 13. Visibility is fine. QNH 1022. Temperature is 22.
Buenos días, España. This is flight southwest to Palma De Mallorca, flight level 190, LOT Brussels 5.
Lot 075, hello, radar contact. Stop descent flight level 190, you are very low. Expect tail runway 06 left. And Rick shot to Mike arrival.
Roger, so
Just lit into ATC because I'm expecting a call pretty soon. Just check the minimums. Runway visibility is well above 650 meters, so it's going to be 309. Missed approach climb gradient 5%, that's fine.
Correction, Rick shot to Mike.
Lawrence Victor to Mike 06 left.
That's right. Speed 2 kilo Papa, vision 3050 on ATC 90.
So the one that we've actually got programmed in is the
So 3,000 feet.
one Romeo,
for speed 2 kilo Papa.
which has the altitude constraints in.
For past waypoint Rookset.
However, we may get now the 3 mic, which has very little difference in terms of its route.
The expect Rookset 2 Mike for runway 06 left, and we'll report when ready for descent.
Are the waypoints the same? Pospa, Lutza, Takas, Ivoli.
level 370, inbound, look at.
We do still actually have the constraints, they're just written differently, aren't they?
06.
So, still aiming for 5,000 feet at ADX.
Barcelona Sanders, Canadian 758, request to descent.
Canadian 758, descent flight level 250.
250, Canadian 758.
And that keeps us above minimum safe altitudes as well.
ATM Bravo, when ready, descent flight level 250.
Platform altitude, what was that, 1,700 feet? And minimum safe altitude,
Bravo, descent flight level 250.
7,000 to begin with. Then going to 5,000 feet. That decision altitude has already been popped in at 309. ILS frequency is 110.9.
87 Papa Golf, radar.
Easyjet Papa Golf.
Easyjet Papa Golf, descent flight level 250.
Descent flight level 250, Easyjet Papa Golf.
Number 737 Alpha, descent 3000 feet, QN1880.
Thrust idle, open descent 250 blue, down we go. Not far after where we'd planned, so that's okay.
Approach about 1039, monitor Unicorn 122 is not flying.
Runway elevation is 15 feet.
Copy. Thanks for your service.
And missed approach is fly heading 260 to intercept the 268 radial from from Charlie Delta Papa. Now that would be useful to pop into here.
China Express 5253, radar contact, maintain flight level 140.
So we can get rid of this, we won't use this, but we can now use Charlie Delta Papa, pop that radial in, and it would just help me in the event of a missed approach, go around 268. Yeah, so if we had to do missed approach, we'd basically make a left turn to a heading of 026, and then we'd fly inbound Charlie Delta Papa. Let's also pop that in the RadNav page. And in terms of our distance from the airport, we can use the Sonjanjon VOR, which is Juliet
Thank you, bye-bye.
Oscar Alpha. So we're now all set. So basically we expect to get down to 5,000 feet by ADX. I want flaps 1 and pulling a speed there, leaving of 180 knots. We've not got much time to get down then to our platform altitude. We want to get down to 1,900 feet, insert the ILS and the glide slope. So flaps 2 for that, of course. Do we still need the Bristol NDV? Probably not. Let's get rid of that. He's not actually given us our arrival, and we're only a minute or so away from it, so let me double check which one he wants us to do.
Control Turkish Mike Sierra Alpha, ready for descent.
Turkish Mike Sierra Alpha, Roger, descent flight level 150.
Descent level 150, Turkish Mike Sierra Alpha.
And Easyjet Papa Golf just confirmed the star for us this afternoon.
What are you asking?
Which approach would you like us on? We've currently got programmed the Loris 1 Romeo.
Yes, continue with the Loris 3 Mike and ILS runway 06 left.
Expect the Loris 3 Mike and ILS for 06 left. Easyjet Papa Golf.
Canyon 758, descent flight level 200.
200, Canyon 758.
There we go. I would imagine the only constraints showing now are going to be the speed constraints.
Easyjet Golf, descent flight level 150.
Descent flight level 150, Easyjet Papa Golf. 150 blue.
Vueling 172, descenso nivel de vuelo 070.
070, vueling 170.
Prepare to Kilo Papa, number 1, report ready for inbound.
That's Beaver Ticket Papa, sorry, second.
So, HD again, prompting me and making a valid point, just in case we had to do a go-around, which we've talked about in terms of how we would now do it in flight and where we'd be going, but the company normal reserve is 2.5. We've got a ton over that. So we should be absolutely fine to be able to go and make another approach back into Palma if we had to. But of course, hopefully we're planning to get it down first time round.
Thank you, 5.
After Rickshot, request to descend to level 150.
Lot 075 negative. I call you back for descent.
We'll keep an eye on that cloud layer as well. We'll get the anti-ice as we go through that. John on Facebook is directly behind us. Hope you're not too close behind us.
It's Golf for lower contact Palma radar 119.4. Bye-bye.
Over to 119.4 for Easyjet Papa Golf. Thanks for the service. Bye-bye. Same approach frequency as Manchester. Palma approach, Easyjet Papa Golf, passing flight level 220 for flight level 150 on the Laura's 3 Mike arrival.
Easyjet Papa Golf, Palma, hello, identify flight level 220, descend, continue descend, flight level 100, 100.
Continue descent, flight level 100 for Easyjet Papa Golf.
Hello, Riser, good day, Turkish Mike 0 Alpha, descending flight level
100 blue.
Turkey say, caution, Mike 0 Alpha, hello, identified for level 185, descend altitude 6,000 feet, Palma QNH is 101, caution 1022.
Descend 6,000 and QNH 1022, Turkish Mike 0 Alpha. Palma, good day.
So we've got around between 600-800 kilograms more than the covered in orbit reserve. This would be about 15-20 minutes of extra fuel. That's enough for another go around, but after that obviously we'd then have to commit or divert to Barcelona. At the moment I don't see too much issues. Okay, shortcut. Proceed direct Alpha Delta X-ray, Easyjet Papa Golf. We need to get down.
Turkey's Mike Alpha 10 left, heading 020 degrees, initial vector ILS 06 left, continue descent altitude 5,000 feet.
Turn left 020 degrees, and
I'm just going to check with us as well if we've got any speed restrictions, because with that shortcut we've taken out the route which has the speed restrictions. Here's A7 Papa Golf, any speed restrictions for us?
Nope.
Straight ahead.
Easyjet Papa Golf, negative, no speed restrictions, continue descent level 70 at transition level.
Send flight level 70 transition level for Easyjet Papa Golf.
Scandinavian 758, continue descent for level 80.
Flight level 070 blue. Our aircraft isn't going the direct route quite as we had planned. It's going to bring this back up. Do I need to tease it? No, I think it's going to now bank and do as we should. We've got 56 track miles on the flight plan. So we're now just below the profile. That's okay because I need to factor in some slowing down time as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we have just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table.
Turkish Mike Alpha 10 left heading 010 degrees, descend altitude 3,000.
We ask now that you please turn
Turn left heading 010 degrees and descend altitude 3,000, Turkish Mike Alpha.
Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use. If you wish to become a Easyjetsimpilot channel member, please contact a member of your cab crew who will be happy to assist you. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
So it's keeping us above the minimum safe altitude here as well, which is good. Terrain radar would be quite neat. These clouds, this cloud layer, we can just see a little bit of the island poking through there. But I don't think it's a massive cloud layer. We should be able to see a bit more once we punch through that. And just checking the temperature as well. We'll get anti-ice on in a little moment. 25 miles to run to ADX. Should be enough to get us down to 5,000 feet. We're only cleared to flight level 70 though at the moment.
Easyjet Impilot, continue to descend altitude 6,000.
Descend altitude 6,000 for Easyjet Papa Golf.
Scandinavian 758, descend for level 7.
6,000 blue, local pressure.
70, transition level 3978.
HD, you're going to guess stand 18 or 16. Place your bets now. Where are we going?
Palma radar ED75.
Landing, approach checklist. Minimum set both side, engine mode selected as normal, and electronic flyback is stowed.
Identify for level 21 today. Continue to descend flight level 80 and you can proceed direct and drag CNTD, Alpha Delta XH.
Could you repeat the descent altitude for me, and I will head direct to Alpha Delta X3, ED75 Alpha Lima.
Yeah, descend flight level 80 there.
Flight level 80, ED75 Alpha Lima.
Activate the approach phase.
Turkey's A, caution, Turkey's Mike Sierra Alpha, on that hitting, you're clear for the localizer, runway 2, caution 06 left.
On this heading,
and if we had to do the go around, we would do it flaps 2. Max speed is 185 knots. So flaps 2. We're right on that profile at the minute, and I still need to slow down.
Easyjet Papa Golf, descend altitude 5,000 feet.
Altitude 5,000 feet, Easyjet Papa Golf. 5,000 blue.
Scandinavian 758, descend altitude 6,000 feet, Palma QNH is 1022.
5,000 and 1022 Scandinavian 758.
EG75 for Lima, confirm heading to Andrax now.
Yeah, got all the
Ilias 01, it isn't. You are quite right. It's warmed up, so we can get rid of that. Doesn't matter about the clouds that we're about to go through.
Yeah, no worries. So in that case, then right heading 0, caution 225 degrees. Right heading 225 degrees, initial vector 06 left.
Right 225 degrees, so 06 left, ED75 Alpha Lima.
Nine miles away from ADX, and I want to start slowing down. We've already checked there's no speed restrictions for us, so we're good. Speed brake is still out. Need to remember that the speed brake is still out.
Pull up 075 Palma, hello, identify for level 200, continue to descend for level 110.
Hello, Airac, and continue descent to level 110.
Easyjet Papa Golf, after Andrax, you are clear for the ILS approach runway 06 left, number 2.
After Andrax cleared the ILS approach runway 06 left, and we're number 2 for Easyjet Papa Golf. Just watching this profile, we are... Oh, turbulence there, that's pushed us down a little bit.
Turkey's Mike Sierra Alpha, I continue approach 06 left, speed 180 until 60 meters, please.
We've got some turbulence as we entered this cloud layer. Can't really see it so much, but can feel it on the primary flight display.
EG75 Alpha Lima, descend for level 70, transition level.
So I'm going to start configuring. I wanted flaps 1 by ADX, so let's do that now. Flaps 1, speed check. Flaps 1.
Proceed direct, Mike Juliet Victor VR, Mike Juliet Victor VR.
We are quite high.
Hello, 275, can you repeat, please?
Yeah.
Speed brakes are still out.
Juliet Victor. Scandinavian 758, speed 220 knots.
220 knots, Scandinavian 758.
And 758, please stop descent, altitude 5,000 feet.
Descent 170 blue.
Altitude 75, let's proceed direct to Mike Julie Victor.
And we need to get down.
Turkish Mike Alpha, surface wind 050 degrees,
14 miles.
16 knots, runway 06 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 06 left, Turkish Mike Sierra Alpha.
Easy 75 Alpha Lima, descent, altitude 6,000
Glide slope's
feet,
just
Palma
coming up
QNH
now to meet us.
1022.
QNH 1022 and descend 65 feet, 75 Alpha Lima.
Scandinavian 758 after and
Let's add some drag and help us get down as well. We can call flaps 2. Flaps 2 speed checked. Flaps 2.
06 left, Scandinavian 758.
Let's keep that descent going.
Pisar 103, ruede por su izquierda, rueda al punto de espera, Hotel 7, 06 derecha, vía Tango 2, Mike y Sur.
We're going to be capturing that glide slope from above, aren't we? So, let's sort this out. We'll get landing gear down nice and early.
Easy 75 Alpha Lima, descend altitude 5,000 feet.
Wind that speed back up.
Easy 75 Alpha Lima.
Get us down.
075, descent for level 70, transition level.
Altitude 5,
I wanted to do 180s with left ADX, completely forgot about that. We briefed it, we didn't do it. That's caused us a bit of a problem. Now we're back on the glide slope. I didn't pull the speed bug before we selected flaps 2, so we slowed the aircraft down too much, which meant we obviously didn't continue the descent. Now we're below the glide slope, we can look.
Easy 75 Alpha Lima, after Andrax NDB, got clear for the ILS, approach 06 left.
At reducing that
After Andrax will be clear for the
GS, just listening to ATC as well.
75 Alpha Lima.
Lock star.
Scandinavian 758, reduce the speed 200, please.
200 is Scandinavian 758.
Localizer is moving across 9 miles out. Don't need the speed brakes anymore. Eight miles.
Easy A7 Papa Golf, to the third, 06 left. Your number 2 at present traffic is 1 nautical mile out of the runway. Current wind is 50 degrees, 16 knots.
Continue approach number 2, easy 87 Papa Golf.
Lot 075, descend altitude 5,000 feet, Palma QNH is 1022.
altitude 5,000 feet, and the QNH from Palma is 1022.
Pisar 103, entrar y mantener 06 derecha. Scandinavian 758, speed 180 knots, please, until 60 me now.
180 until 60 me.
6 miles to go. And we'll start configuring full. Glide slope, star, missed approach, altitude 3,000 feet.
Pisar 103, viento 05,
Flaps 3,
16 nudos,
speed
pista
checked.
06 derecha, autorizada
Flaps 3.
esperar.
Flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin secured for landing. Auto thrust. Speed. Go around altitude 3,000 set. and ECAM memo landing, no blue.
Palma, Director, will you be able to give me some vectors, CC75 Alpha Lima?
That's correct, sir. Sir, after Andrax, then left.
1,000 feet, we have still not yet been given clearance to land.
No, no problem. I just had a few issues, but I thought I had to fix it. It was straight back again, but yeah. Okay,
I can just see the aircraft in front now taxiing clear the runway.
Agent Papa Golf, start between 05 degrees, 16 knots, runway 06 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 06 left, Easyjet Papa Golf.
Turkey, take Alpha, taxi north, link and south, gate Papa and stand 94.
Oh, didn't mean to alter the zoom.
Gate Papa, stand 94 and say again before?
Yeah, before was north, link and south.
500.
North link and south, Turkish Mike 0.
EG75 Alpha Lima, descend altitude 4,000 feet.
4,000 EG75 Alpha Lima.
Scandinavian 758, continue approach, runway 06 left, present traffic is about to land now, surface wind 050 degrees, 16 knots.
Minimum.
Continue.
Izar 0103, cientificado 3000 pies, suba nivel de vuelo 120.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
I'll keep that centre line tracked. Spoilers deployed. I'm guessing they are. Don't know why the lower ECAM doesn't show that anymore.
3,000 feet, left heading 100.
70 knots, reverses off.
06 left.
Descend to 3,000 and heading 100 for the 06 left, EG75 Alpha Lima.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may
quiere
not be
mantener
used.
presente rumbo hasta que lo
Please
solucione
make
sin
sure
problema.
that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers.
Sin problema.
Do
Break
take care
Scandinavian
of your lockers in
758,
case
start
anything
between
falls out.
050 degrees,
Smoking
16 knots,
is not
runway
permitted
06 left,
until
clear to
you
land.
reach a designated smoking area.
Lieutenant,
On behalf of the
Easyjet
captain,
Papa Wolf, welcome to Palma, gate
looking after
Echo
you
that
today.
is in front of you
Our
to
ground
stand
crew will help you
22.
complete your Easyjet journey.
Wait, Echo
For
stand
the latest
22,
news,
Easyjet 7 Papa
promotions,
Golf.
Flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Lot 075 is continue descent altitude 3,000 feet.
Hello, 3,005, descend level 3,000 feet.
So I think, oh, fuel truck. Gate 23, 22 is just over there to the right, isn't it?
Palma Control, good day again, latitude 397, distance 52 with information Zulu request.
There we are, gate number 22 at Palma. Parking brakes on. And just check everything else. Just need to wait for that APU to kick in, then we'll shut those engines down.
No problem.
Good day, Palma Radar, Lufthansa 85, switch you, descending flight level 150.
Is that Nick? Did he get in before me again?
Hello, Palma, approach, identify flight level 200, continue descend flight level 100, 100, expecting 06 left. running 100.
Just wait for this, then I'll do a quick sort of debrief on the approach and the big mistake that I made. There we go, APU is now running. Let's shut the engine 1 and engine 2 down. Let me just get the logbook out of the way. There we go, and turn air traffic control off. There we go, we're now on the stand. We'll turn the seatbelt signs off. We'll connect external power. We can get rotating beam light off as well. Right, okay, shall we have a quick debrief? I'm going to sort of preempt I'm going to preempt HD's debrief here, which is fine. So let's have a look at how this worked or didn't work, and while we're doing that we can watch a few more landings, I guess. So what we briefed, here is our arrival. We obviously did the top of the descent, that was fine. Coming in on the Loris 3 mic, that was fine. And then we briefed, flying the full length, etc., that we were going to have time to get down to ADX by 5,000 feet. Now we got a shortcut somewhere around here. We got a shortcut around here, and that meant then that we'd lost a few track miles, but it wasn't too concerning. We got nicely below the profile at one point. We used a little bit of speed brakes as well. Then at ADX we were still a little bit high, and obviously we were slowing down as well. Now the mistake I made, what I wanted was to make sure we got config 1, and I wanted to leave ADX at a speed of 180 knots. That gave me enough time to continue to slow the aircraft down and then get down to intercept the glide slope around here. And with flaps 2 out as well, 180 knots, that's plenty of drag, and we can descend nicely. Now what I did wrong is when we left ADX and I got flaps 2 out, I was still in managed speed, and that meant that the aircraft was going to try and slow down to F speed. Well, it couldn't slow down and go down, so what it didn't do is continue its descent. It held its altitude and wanted to wait until it got down to around 140 knots, which is bad because we needed to get down. We needed to get down and down and down. What I forgot to do was pull selected speed before selecting flaps 2, which then meant that it would, with all that extra drag, in order to gain the airspeed it needed, it would descend. That would get us down right there, and then that would have got me down to the glide slope, which we eventually did, and I also threw the gear out nice and early to add some drag as well, because we were starting to miss that glide slope, and at one point I thought a glide slope capture from above was going to have to be done, which is another reason why we got the landing gear down a little bit too not too soon, but we certainly got it down early. So there we go. As it worked out, we managed to get down. We sorted it at the last minute. I realized that my speed was still in managed speed and not in selected speed. The moment we did that, of course, the aircraft started to go down to make the speed back up, and then we got in and hopefully had quite a nice touchdown. Willie, what should the approach speed have been at ADX? Well, there isn't any specific. There was a maximum speed restriction, I think, of 230 knots, which I was always going to be well below that anyway. I don't want to be at Andrex at 230 knots, because you wouldn't really have time then to go down and slow down. You've only got about 6 miles or so to get in there. And HD, yep, there was the speed brakes out as well. Hopefully, once the Thrustmaster Airbus side stick and officer pack comes any day now, because it's still in customs, then that will be a lot easier to manage, because we can physically keep his hand on that speed brake lever, which will be quite nice, as they would do in the real aircraft, so that you make sure you don't forget that the speed brakes are out. So there we go, there's my debriefing. At the end of the day, we were down nice and safely eventually. We just had a couple of little moments getting onto the ILS and the glide slope established, but nevertheless, welcome to Palma. Okay guys, that's me done. Thank you so much for watching, and for those of you that flew with us today, thank you so much for flying with us as well. Hope you have enjoyed the stream, enjoyed the flight. If you have, please make sure on the way out you give the stream a little like. Makes a huge difference to the channel. I really do appreciate that. And of course, if you are brand new, then please do hit subscribe and turn on the notifications bell. Thank you so much for watching, and for those of you who have donated and contributed to the stream as well during the during the stream today, during the flight today, then a huge thank you, really do. I appreciate that, as I do the continued support of all the Easyjetsimpilot channel members. And of course, a big thanks goes to our resident PM, HD, who kindly reminds me that rescued is the expression to use. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great Wednesday. Speak to you all again soon. Bye bye.